Nonverbal communication. So to sum up nonverbal communication includes all forms of communication minus words. So it includes body language, tone of voice, eye movement, and posture. So facial expressions is a big part of nonverbal communication. Facial expressions can show sadness, can show sorrow, can show happiness, can show disgust. And I believe facial expressions is a pretty genuine take on somebody's feelings. So if you're excited, obviously that's going to show. If you're disgusted, it's pretty hard to show that by saying, I'm fine. Just by the simple frowning or scowling of the facial expression can lead to a much more truthful or genuine interpretation of somebody's opinion. Body language is also important in nonverbal communication. So body language, one thing is how close are you comfortable standing to another person. So our distance can be determined on culture. So some cultures are much more comfortable to stand close to one another, while other cultures appreciate more personal space. By having more personal space might mean that you're uncomfortable, or that it's your culture and that your culture appreciates more space. Another thing with body language is I think that it can show I'm easy to approach, I'm friendly based on how you enter a room or how you present yourself. It's also just as easy to say, I'd rather be left alone, sitting at the corner looking at the floor. That type of body language can send a very strong nonverbal message. Eye movement is important in nonverbal communication. So there's theories that if somebody looks to the right before starting a sentence, that there's a good chance that they might be lying. Instead, if they look to the left before starting a sentence, that statement is the potential to be more truthful than as if I were to look to the right before starting a conversation or making a statement. Eyes are very important in culture. There's lots of sayings that insinuate this. So we might say eyes are a key to the soul or a window to the soul. People might say that person has shifty eyes, or that person gave me the evil eye. All those types of statements that are so important in our culture reiterate the fact that eye movement and eye contact is so important to us. It's believed that 93% of communication is nonverbal. 55% is through eye movement and eye contact. And so eyes, again, are very important in how we're able to communicate. I think that eye contact usually demonstrates confidence, demonstrates interest in the conversation, and insinuates respect. So if I can make eye contact with you, chances are I'm interested in what you have to say, I respect what you have to say, or I respect you, and that I feel comfortable in the situation. If I'm not able to make eye contact with you, chances are I'm not comfortable. Chances are I don't feel confident. And so eye contact is important. And sometimes, like in the Amy Cuttle video, I think we had to watch, I think it was the name, Fake It Till You Make It. So even if you're not super comfortable or confident, by making eye contact, it can make you feel more confident until you can feel that way genuinely. Tone of voice is another important step in nonverbal communication, or another important part. This is a hot topic in my house, tone of voice. I have an 8 and 10-year-old, so we are constantly being reminded of our tone of voice, of what that can mean. So an example we often use here is to say, I'm sorry, doesn't feel as genuine as to say, I'm sorry. Same 3 words, or same 2.5 words, but can send a much different message by I'm sorry versus I'm sorry. Also, another example along these same lines would be to say, I love you, after an argument, or after the kids are forced to apologize to one another. I love you has a much different feeling than I love you. Added with an I'm sorry can mean so much more than this aggressive, begrudging apology or tones of words of endearment. So tone of voice, very important within nonverbal communication. I appreciate the opportunity to learn more about nonverbal communication. I appreciate the opportunity to record this video and to demonstrate my knowledge. Thank you.